Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is September 24th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see the ridge that's developed here across the western portion of the USA, all the way up into Canada here. This little upper level feature here not having much of an effect on anything. So we're going to dive into the forecast here. We're going to take a look to see when our next weather maker is going to come here for the state of California and what may be coming in the future. We'll take a look for some tropical storm development and to see if any offshore wind events are coming our way. Take a look at that marine there this morning. You can see as the sun rises out there, we've got pretty clear skies across a lot of the Bay Area this morning. Nice to see that all the way up through Northern California as well. But if you go down the Central Coast and down to Southern California, you can see the marine layer has pushed into some of the inland areas. But look at this, not a cloud to be seen there in the upper levels of the atmosphere as you go across California, Nevada, Arizona, and Utah there as well. But you can see that extensive stratus layer out over the Pacific Ocean. So looking at thunderstorm activity for the next few days, nothing in store for us. You can see this activity well off in portions of New Mexico and Texas there, but nothing for the state of California. And I've clicked on this weather station here. I tried to get the closest one to Death Valley there just to kind of, I like searching around and seeing what weather stations are out there. You can see Badwater and Furnace Creek would be right there. And if I zoom out, you can see everybody else who has one of these weather stations across the region. Very fun to have one of these at your place of residence. You can see it's already 80 degrees out there. You're starting to see some solar radiation. The UV index starting to perk up there as well. And you can see 4 days ago, lightning was last detected. So if you want one of these weather stations, click on that link down below to save 10% off. Highly recommended. Now, taking a look at what's going on now, you can see, again, this is that ridge of high pressure that's building that we saw in the mid-level water vapor loop and that little bit of an upper level feature right here. Again, this is not bringing much sensible weather to the state of California. Put this into motion and you can see these frontal systems start to move in towards the Pacific Northwest. And then a stronger storm, mainly north of Vancouver Island. You still see we've got this higher pressure down here across the southwest portion of the USA. And as we scroll a bit further out in the GFS, we're looking for something, anything. Another ridge develops here across a lot of the west coast. Upper level low still hanging around, but this is probably not going to have big impacts on the state. However, then we start to get some troughing way off into the extended forecast. We'll continue to watch this to see if this is going to bring any weather, but we're looking at over 200 hours out at this time frame here. We're not talking about the end of the following week coming up here. So just something we're going to be watching on a day-to-day basis. Now, if we take a look at the precipitation map associated with that GFS last night's run, put that into motion, and the European has actually shown a little bit clip in northwest California. The GFS doesn't show much at all. There's that stronger storm north of Vancouver Island. We continue to look for precipitation chances, not seeing it as we go on in through next week coming up here. Let's see what that trough is. You can see it trying to drop down the coastline here, and again, we're looking almost 10 days out at this time frame, but that could bring some precipitation down into California. We'll be watching that one closely and to see if anything changes on that front. Also with the wave activity, the storm out here is going to be relatively strong. So let's see what kind of wave action it's going to bring. A little bit of a bump with the system that moves through on Wednesday here, moving down the coastline a bit. But then you see the stronger wave action here. This is a pretty powerful mid-latitude cyclone, and it is going to drive some waves down the Washington, Oregon, Northern California, and towards the Central California coastline, getting a little bit of a bump from that system there. And let me back up, and you can see the waves starting to impact the region here as we go through the day Friday, and down the Central coastline here as we go through the day Saturday, and then on in through Sunday. Maybe a little bit of a bump there before that kind of washes out. Now, if we take a look at smoke, this is the 12Z run, goes out 48 hours. I'm just going to scroll through here because we are looking pretty good as far as smoke is concerned. This is the entire, all the layers of the atmosphere there, vertically integrated smoke. So doing quite well, relatively speaking. You guys know how bad it can be this time of year, so thumbs up for that. Now, looking at the mean sea level pressure map. So let's put this into motion. You can see the systems moving through the Pacific Northwest. Again, a little bit of a bump in the high pressure here across the Great Basin. It could drive some offshore winds at times. It's not looking like a very strong event. You see the high is way displaced up over Alberta there and portions of Montana. So this is not that strong of a gradient. So we're not looking at any big offshore wind event just yet. Nothing worth sounding the alarms over as we go on in through the next week to 10 days or so at least. And you can see way off in the extended, maybe starting to build a little bit of offshore component there. But again, we'll have to wait for that because that's looking almost 15 days out. And just running through this here really quick. This is if we get any kind of offshore wind event, it would show up here quite well. But as I scroll through here, nothing looming here as we go on in through the next week or so. But we'll be watching that. Now, daily 2 meter maximum temperatures, you can see we got Arizona here. There's Nevada, there's California. Look at this, some hundreds out there. Bakersfield, I'll get Redding up towards 99. Sacramento, very warm today as well. And yes, these temperatures are above average for this time of year. We'll look at that map here coming up in a moment. As we go through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to remain above average, but we do bounce back down a little bit here from where we are today. And yeah, so we scroll all the way out through early October, and then maybe we start to get a little bit of a cool down with that trough dropping down. No promises there yet. That's looking a ways out in the forecast. So, excuse me, 2 meter temperature anomaly. Yeah, this is for today. You can see above average for many areas. Some of the coastal areas maybe a little bit below, but kind of once you get off the immediate coastline there, things are warming up. We're going to scroll through the next few days. We cool down a little bit here as we go through this week. You see the Bay Area a little bit below normal, some of Southern California as well. But if you go inland, again, above average. Then you can see the heat return as we go on into the weekend coming up here. And a lot of the interior areas are going to be above average as we go all the way on into October. Look at this heat just dominating for this time of year. Some places, 15, 20 degrees above average as we go into the early portion of October. So hopefully something will change on that. Since we're looking so far out, there's always the chance for it. Here's the 6 to 10 day above average as we just looked at. Here's the 6 to 10 day precipitation. Big swath of below normal here across western portions of the USA. A little near normal here for us in California though. And if you guys want to support the channel, or if you have any ideas as well, let me know and I'll try to put those in there on some of the designs or some of the clothing items. But I have the men's premium hoodie and I wear these moisture wicking t-shirts. They're quite nice and they seem to be of good quality. So if you want to support the channel, go ahead and click on that. But anyway, yeah, we'll continue to watch day by day, see what's upcoming here. A little bit of a slow time in the year right now, but no doubt things will be changing as we head on in towards the fall months. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow and I will talk to you guys then.